the beat.
All right, yo, check this out. We are back with another episode of Rob Knows with Sister Tasha. I'm Rob.
Sister Tasha, what's up,
And
y'all?
listen, we got a very, very, very special guest on today. I can't wait for y'all to meet this young brother, this talented young brother, Jermaine Quick. Listen, when I tell you that his talents have no boundaries, his talent has no boundaries. So without further ado, we'd like to bring on the famous, the infamous iLLADELSTYLES style, Jermaine Quick.
Hey.
What's up?
What's
Hey,
good
big
with
boy.
you? What's good?
Oh man, listen, what's good with you?
Man, I'm always in traffic. As you see, I'm in the car.
Yes.
Right. You always, man. Listen, when you do big things like you do, I expect you to be in. I don't expect you to be in the house when you're doing big things. Hey, listen, sister, just let the viewers know who it is we actually got right here, right now.
All right, so we definitely gotta big up you, right? We have been knowing Jermaine like more than half
30,
our
30
lives.
years.
Yeah.
30 years.
More than half our lives. Like brother said, he's a talented young man. He is the CEO of iLLADELSTYLES Entertainment.
Yes.
Yes. He's an artist. He's a producer. He's a filmmaker, a writer,
and his movie.
A photographer. He got it going on. Like
what don't you do?
Listen, he got more titles than Tyler Perry.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I cut hair too.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. Hey, you know the thing with it, sister. I don't know. Quick, remember, but we used to rehearse at Mommy house.
Yep.
And we used to do the cipher.
Yep.
We used to just drop me, Mel, this, right? And he used to come and sit in there, and he used to just sit there and watch, and then he said, yo, I want to get in it too. And we said, look, you got to start when you write, and then, we showed him how the cipher go, and he started doing this thing. To see where you are now from that, brother, to see where you are now.
Right.
Like, I watch all your videos. His music is on Spotify. If y'all don't know, you can go on Spotify and check it out. Just to see where you have ascended to. Your movies, the awards all the numerous awards that you win, the numerous videos that you put out, brother. Tell me what inspired you to do that.
Man, I don't know if you remember, but I remember me and Melody used to battle Lil Scotty and Fats back in the day on the block. So I used to be Baby Ice, and Melody used to rap, and we would go out. And remember the show we did down 52nd in the YMCA when the show was open? We opened up for what was it, Cool C at the time?
Ice Cream Tea.
Ice Cream Tea.
But Cool and them was there. You know why I know? Yeah. Because my brother was his bodyguard, and my brother was there.
Okay.
It was Cool C and them was there, and EST and them was there. And we went on before you and Diz went on.
Okay.
That was I know I'm taking you back.
Yeah, that's back there. Because Tasha and them was there too.
Right.
That's when I had
Tasha with her little squad. They was there.
Shout
I remember
out to
that.
DDT.
Yeah, I remember
that. Right. That's right.
Yes.
So I mean, the inspiration really, hip hop really kind of saved my life because, mentally, even though y'all knew me growing up, but I felt some type of way that I couldn't be with my family, being in the group home and foster homes and all that. You know what I'm saying?
You used
And
to talk to me about that. Yeah.
yeah, and so I my focus was I wanted to be the best person I could possibly be, and I think I fell in love with hip hop when I was in the group homes, like 11 years old. I used to break dance in North in Northeast at the group home, and it just kind of like it put me on another level, like knowing that I kept saying to myself I wanted to be the best entertainer in the world. That's what I kept saying, you know. And today, fast forward, I really believe in my heart. Nobody in Philly grind harder than me as far as bringing all the talents to the table. Like somebody can rap, they can rap real good, or somebody
Hmm.
can film and they can film real good. But I've been able to capitalize on all my talents and utilize them with my movies. And the awards that I'm winning is just because of the knowledge that I've gained over time, going to school and interning at Sigma Sound Studios with the Roots. Just doing a lot of different things, staying musically inclined and then and visually inclined. And today, social media. I want to say this, that I think really social media has fooled a lot of these kids, because back in the day, you had to really be on the street in order to get that credibility, to really get that, you know what I mean, that say so from the hood that you dope. But today people rely on likes and all of those things to say that they
Mm-hmm.
dope. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you? So they become internet thugs and gangsters because they feel as though they got followers. And they say numbers don't lie, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, numbers do lie. I mean, if you pay for enough promotion, you can get your numbers up to millions and millions of streams. You feel me? But
Right.
that don't really mean you relevant. You understand what I'm saying? So at
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, all my views, all my likes, all are of organic, and I have a following because people grew with me from the beginning. And
Right.
Okay.
that's what makes, you know what I'm saying, a entertainer or artist or a filmmaker, when people can grow with you and see that you know that you continuously stay in it. And that's where my inspiration comes from, people. I'm inspired by people and saving people. You know what I'm saying? I love to help and save people, man. I don't know why.
Right.
It's just in my spirit to do such a thing. But man, it's this music. I mean, the movies, man. Let's talk about movies
Yeah.
for a
Let's
second.
let's tell us about these
Tell us
movies. Tell us
about the
about
movies.
Sugar.
We want to know.
Right. Like
If you ain't ready for Sugar yet, just give us what your thoughts are before
I
you
know
go to Sugar.
I'm going to tell you about Sugar. Sugar is a it's almost like a superhero movie. It's about a female boutique owner by day, and she a vigilante by night. She helps battered and abused women. And if you know anything about my films, or your audience has been catching up a little bit, uh, all my movies deal with social conscious issues of the community.
Right.
Um, my fourth film, American Bully, was on Fox 29 News,
Hmm.
as
Right.
you guys know, but maybe your viewers don't. But it was on Fox
Right.
29 News. It's still online right now. It's still, the numbers are still going up. Actually, I got a call from Fox 29 News, and they was telling me that people are still paying attention to that story. It was an epic story because it was about the biracial family dealing with the issues of bullying, and and still that's still prevalent today.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of my movies was Change the Beat, which was about two brothers coming together to create a new sound of music, but find out they both got something in common. They both got the same father. That's also a prevalent issue in the hood. All these brothers killing each other and don't even know their own father. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
That's a deep issue within itself. And then Heartless, which talked about mental illness,
Right.
seen through the eyes of a child. We won the Los Angeles Motion Picture Award for that, the Philadelphia Film
Hmm.
Festival Award, and the Greater Philadelphia Film Office nominated me for Black History Month as black one of the up and coming directors. No, one of the top up and coming directors in Philadelphia for Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when you look at what I'm doing and what I'm trying to trailblaze and leave that legacy, you you have to understand that my consciousness about our people is very prevalent, and how I'm attacking it is not just by showing a bunch of guns, showing all the negative, but I'm giving hope to the situation. And that is unheard of, because most people want to make the shoot 'em up bang bang movie and think that that's the way to go, but we don't. I don't look at movies like that. I look at it. I look at it as entertainment, but I look at it as a way to talk to our people. And if being black and being conscious of where I am in my state of mind, I'll be 50 Monday. I'm so happy.
Well, happy
You feel
Wow,
me?
birthday,
wow.
brother.
Happy birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate it. And so when I'm thinking about everything, like the other day, my son put my granddaughter on the phone, and she was singing my songs. And you know, like when you back in the day when we were singing the song, we didn't think consciously like what we were saying. You know, we were just rapping, doing our thing. So when I'm hearing her saying my rap, and I'm like,
Wow.
wait a minute, uh oh, I
Right.
gotta change my lyrics a little bit because if she gonna sing my stuff, I want her to be conscious about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to say that I had no regrets about my life. I'm happy to say that the movement, as far as like the movies, and the music has inspired me to continue to move forward, and I can't stop. Now, you ever wake up in the morning and it's something on your mind that you just can't get off, and it just bothers you all day?
Right. Yes.
That's how I feel about movies and music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Every day I wake up, if I'm not doing something to progress that, I feel as though
Hmm.
I wasted my time and my day.
Wow.
Mm.
Let me ask you a question. I saw a video of you interviewing Kevin Hart.
Yes, let's
Right
let's
now,
talk about
now,
that.
now here, let me say what makes me angry. Right, and I don't know if I'm doing this because I'm biased because I love you. Right,
Right,
but I would think like you to me are one of the biggest things in Philly. Your
right,
accomplishments and what you do. There are other people who have made it, right?
right.
Has any of them ever reached out to you to say, hey, brother, I love what you're doing. I love the direction you're going. How can I help?
No. And
Wow.
I talk about that all the time because you gotta remember when I interviewed these guys, they wasn't even blown up yet.
Right,
Exactly.
Like
right.
the first Meek Mills, I was the first person to ever interview Meek Mills. Now the only reason
Right.
why I love Meek Mills, I don't care if he reach out or not. I was in Meek Mill's video, the We Ball video with Young Dirk, and that inspired. And when he saw me at the video shoot, the first thing he said was, "What's up, EQ? Uh, how you been? You still doing your music?" And I was telling him, "Yeah, I'm still doing music and I'm doing movies now." He was like, "That's what's up. Keep doing your thing." Now, consciously, it could have been easily him saying, "Here's my number. You know, you could have worked with me or whatever, or the next video I
Right.
got,
Right.
I put you
Right.
on." That consciously that could have happened, but sometimes I have to step back within myself and say, everybody's not me. Everybody
And
can't think like me to say, let me get this brother a break or do that, whatever. This is what I do.
Right. Right.
Sometimes when people get that prestige, you know, they got a lot going on. So they might not look at me or my situation and say, I can use this brother because they got money, they got people they can put in position with that money, and they not even looking at me like that. They might be looking at me like I'm looking at it for a happy handout. And if anybody that know me, I grind from the muscle.
right,
Every
Yes.
movie
Yes.
I put up,
right.
I put out with my own money. Every album, everything that I did, the TV station, I put out with my own money. I never asked nobody for nothing. And so when you look at that, you should look at strength. But some people look at that as intimidation.
Yes.
Feel me? Like, for instance, I used to film for Charlie Mack. So every Charlie Mack Party for Peace situation with all the stars came, and I got all the interviews and back behind the scenes and all of that. Um, I even made a DVD for him and gave it to him, but he never reached back to say, you know what, you want to do some work, or maybe let me connect you to this guy or that. None of in Philly, there's none of that going on when it comes to me. And I think
Hmm.
sometimes people are intimidated for the simple fact that I know so much You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't gonna get over on me. I'm not no little kid where you can try to slap
Right.
a contract in front of me and
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
jump for joy. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying to you?
But
So
but but quick, can I say this because I'm sort of feeling the way you feeling, like you said, when it comes to you or whatever, you haven't had that. Come on, and it's sort of you only meet. It's only going to be a handful of genuine people who
right,
want to reach back and say, "Hey, let me," because and that's one thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my city, but they don't put each other on. They don't really help, and if you're not in that clique,
right,
or you're not, because remember I was doing Kicking It with Bobby show for my daughter, and we did the B Expo down at the convention center, and I
right,
had it was a Philly group, and they grinding, they doing the same thing we doing or whatever. They just on a higher plane. Showed no love to Bobby. Here it is, the 16-year-old girl. We like, can we get an interview with them? They was doing interviews too. But they didn't know the passion. Like, you got the passion. You constantly grinding. You got the passion, definitely. And when they don't, and people, what's the word? They don't they don't get your passion. They don't understand how hard. Like, I was real with it before they knew it. When they looked up, I was backstage, and my daughter was interviewing Neef Buck, Play from Kid and Play. And while she was interviewing Play, here come Remy Ma and Papoose. And the person looked at me like, "Huh?" But see, you don't know my passion. You
right.
don't know how, I'm gonna get this thing popping. The very first person she interviewed was Kenny Gamble.
Nice.
And you
Right.
want to know how she
Mm-hmm.
did that? Because his brother was our exterminator. And all these years, for 20, 30 years, we was like, Mr. Gamble, we was cool with him, we talked to him. And finally, after 20, 30 years, we found out Kenny Gamble was his brother.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I told him about the Kicking It with Bobby show. He said, "Oh, I'll call him and ask him to do the interview." He said yes. Now, how bigger can you get than Kenny Gamble?
Right.
But these rest of these Philly cats, mm,
Well,
so
it makes me mad.
it sort of kind of gets me a little heated, because it's like, and I know what you were saying, like they might think you trying to uh use their star power, so to speak. But the thing is, yes, not trying to ride your coattail. You understand what I'm saying? But of course, listen, she interviewed Kenny Gamble. That was her big up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all you need is that opening under the door. I'm not trying to tell you gotta fund all my projects, like you fund all your projects. I was there for American Bully red carpet. I was there for the Heartless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you did the thing. Selling out movie theaters is not an easy task.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. How
Right.
about that?
And you
But
Right.
did that
but that's
twice.
where our anger comes from. See, people will
Somebody
say
need to put you on, is what we
people will say
saying.
we're unbiased with that we're being biased because it's you
Right.
and because of the relationship that we've had over these years. But the talent speaks for itself.
Yes.
It's there. Every
Yes.
time I watch one of your videos, or I'm like, damn, like I know somebody. You don't won all these awards in different cities in different parts of the country. Somebody saw it.
Right.
Somebody had to
Like you
see it.
said, do they see you as a threat, or do they look at this young, black, talented brother who is trying to send a? Because in today's society, you have all these people saying they're trying to send a message. They want to save the youth. They want peace throughout. Well, here's a brother who is putting it out there for you all to see. None of you see this and say, hold up, right there. That's what we talking about.
Yo, and and
What?
and and Quick pulls people from like unknown. He got
Yes,
some
sir.
people, in there that's known or whatever, but he pulls unknown people. He giving them
As
a
you see,
chance.
brother, you see how we feel about it. We're
And
Right.
that's what we
passionate.
supposed to do. That's what
We're
we supposed
passionate
to do.
about you and your accomplishments and why more people. I asked this young boy, I'm going to say this. It's not all with, This young guy, he 21. His name is Nas. I asked him if he ever heard of iLLADELSTYLES. He said, "Yeah, I did." And I told him, I said, "I know the guy who, who started that, who is the CEO of that company." He was like, "You do?" He was like, "For real?" He was only 21. So it's not like it's missing everyone. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like I ask people all the time, "Yo, you ever see that movie American Bully?" I've gotten 9 yeses out of 10. So it's there, brother.
Listen, what I see in this city is a lack. Everybody's trying to. It's crabs in the barrel. Everybody trying to climb over each other to
Yeah, there
be
you go.
Right.
That's a very
be
good
number one.
mm-hmm.
I stay in my lane because in my lane, I don't have to worry about climbing the ladder. I'm taking people and putting them on. You feel me?
Right.
They'll never get the exposure that I'm giving them in these films anywhere else across the world. Like we just won 2 Sugar right now. I didn't even drop it yet. It's in the film festivals, 27 film festivals, and right now we done already won 2 best feature
Mm-hmm.
film awards already, and I didn't even dropped the movie yet.
Wow.
Every day I get a phone call from a festival in Germany. I got one right now, Barcelona. I got a festival in Barcelona. They just hit me up today. They said to me, "We love your movie. We want to play it all week. So we asking, can we download it so we can put it on our projector?" So I gave them permission to do that because it's in Barcelona. It ain't gonna hurt my Philly sales. You feel what I'm saying to you? It's in
Right. Right.
Barcelona. So at the end of the day, I said, go ahead, do that. And so if they're gonna do that, I'm quite sure we're gonna bring home that award too. And so I
Yeah.
Right.
look at these things and I say, damn, in other countries, I am,
Right.
I'm so, I mean, I'm doing these big things, and here in my own city, I can't get the love
Mm.
I deserve. Like for instance, like Gilly. I don't have nothing against Gilly and Wallow new on the scene. Wallow wasn't around when I was filming Gilly. When I was filming
Right.
Gilly, I did the Out Here Grinding video with all the rappers in the city, and we was the first. That video was the first video in the city to have almost 600,000 views before views was even a thing to have.
Popping. Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying to you?
I saw
And
that
I
one.
did that work with them. You know what I'm saying to you? And um, when I was working with 100.3 The Beat, Izzo and Kobe Cole, and I was filming
Mm-hmm.
Gilly and all them bulls behind the scenes. They know who I am, but will they turn? I've never been offered to be on none of their shows. I've never been offered to be, to shoot a video or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad, because I'm in my own lane and I'm feeling good and I'm doing great. Tomorrow they having this Philadelphia Film Awards thing, something Jimmy the Saint, just came up with, and he's working with
Mm-hmm.
David O and a few other people. And finally, my name was on the list for best director. Now,
Okay.
I'm now listen, I'm I'm not selfish, I'm not cocky, I'm not conceited, but I know damn sure that the people that's on that list ain't do nowhere near the work I've done. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
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 So to me, and not even to be cocky, because I'm not that type of guy. I'm really not.
Oh, I know. I know, brother. I know.
But if I go there tomorrow and I don't leave with nothing, I will never participate in another Philly award anything ever. You understand?
Right.
Yep.
Because now you're playing with my intelligence.
Right. Right.
I'm on the news. I'm getting honored by the biggest film festivals in the world. And you telling me my city, where I grew up at, where I've been putting the work in, where I've been putting people on, where I've been interviewing people and showing people what Philly is all about, I can't leave with one award. If I don't
Right.
win an award tomorrow, I promise you I will never, ever participate in any
That's
Philly
right.
award.
We
That's
don't
right.
win no award. We slapping somebody like
Yo,
so. No,
because
like
everything you do, from your videos to your movies, is all about Philly.
Right.
You trying to show the lifestyle and the culture of Philly, and a positive light.
Right.
Things go happen, but in a positive light. When right now Philly has such a negative light on it,
Yes.
you know, we need that. We need
Right.
that They want. That's what I was just saying. They talking about these. You have these city leaders and everything trying to talk about. How about they show some of your movies in school?
Right.
How about that? Let these
Right.
young kids that's coming up who can probably identify with the theme of the movie. How about letting them see that? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? How about putting it in high schools and junior high schools? Because you're saying, oh, we trying to figure out a way. Okay, so y'all gonna walk up and down the street with some signs, stop on one corner, say a few words, and that's gonna stop it?
No.
Yeah.
It has to be put
You have to be
inside.
active in it.
It has to be here for these younger people. There's a group of young people, they're lost. They're totally lost. But there's a group of young people coming up behind them who right now are looking for a way.
Needs to be directed.
They may be, every one of your movies can signify with a child sitting in a seat in a classroom. And I'm saying this because this particular video, I'm gonna push this on everything, you know, because I want people in Philly to hear this
Right.
and to see what they're letting, the opportunity that they're letting go by with what you're trying to give to this city.
Quick, didn't
And
you do a school tour though?
Yeah, I did it for American Bully. We did a state to state school tour. I
Mm-hmm.
was in Maryland. We did New York, and we did Philadelphia, and
Mm-hmm.
this little different regions around. And we went around talking about issues of bullying and why it was so prevalent that kids learn how to speak up and fight
Right.
back, not physically, but just fight back where you tell someone about the issues that you're going through, so you won't keep that all bottled in, and then you become
A
what they call
bully.
or a bully or depressed
Pressed.
because
Right, right.
or
um
violent.
or
Yeah,
violent.
that's what
So
yeah, that's
where
what
where,
yeah.
where I work at now, obviously, I used to work for the government for 15 years of carrying guns, but now I work in the maximum state prison for the psychiatric ward. And so all the guys that come there are the people that you see on the news that are going through some type of mental issues. But a lot of them are young. And so what I do at my job, no one does it at my job, and I've been honored at my job for the things that I do. But what I do at my job is I every other Friday when I get paid, I'll buy some snacks for the guys, but I have a group man on man session, and I kind of talk to them about how to be a better man, how to learn to speak up and learn to control their anger. And the classes normally when these guys get what they call it occupational therapy. Normally when they get that from other counselors, maybe 3 or 4 people will participate. But when I do it on my ward, we get 20 people out of 25 to participate. And the reason why is because they feel me. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They feel the passion, they feel the love, they respect my grind, they respect the movies, they respect everything that I'm doing, but the most of all, they respect that I talk to them and not at them.
Right.
Every other Tuesday I work with a lady named Lucinda Trotter, and I go to she runs a at-risk youth program for first-time offenders or kids that have many felonies. And so I go to her facility and I speak to
Mm-hmm.
those kids and they listen. It's like EF Hunting. And I realize now what my purpose is on this earth, and that is just to teach and to bring positivity to people who need inspiration. And so I've been doing that and staying focused with that, and it has been working. It's in my movies,
Okay.
it's in my music, it's in my life. And I try to every day wake up with that same attitude that if I'm not helping somebody, I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting
Okay.
theirs. And
Mm-hmm.
so I will never wake up in the morning and waste nobody's time. Like I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my
Mm-hmm.
time. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys as well as people in the world the best of me that I could possibly give, because tomorrow's not promised to nobody and
Right.
legacies aren't built off of just a dollar alone. They built off of sincerity and genuineness and the willingness to do what others won't do.
Right. And just, thinking about what you were just talking about and what you do with the men's group is just, that's the biggest thing is teaching people conflict resolution.
Yes.
And a lot of these kids only see violence or no violence or as how to respond to different situations. I had a situation at my job and I lit into this dad and my supervisor was kind of upset with me, but I was like, well, it is what it is, but it had to be said. And he he got mad because it was an honest mistake. He got skipped over or whatever as far as being registered, and he had his daughter with him. And just the way that he was acting, I was like, you know what, Dad, you really need to calm down because you're teaching her how to deal with conflict negatively. And I was like, and at that age, they're very impressionable.
Yes.
So why are you talking to me that way?
Right. No.
And it's not okay, and you're teaching her that. So calm down. And
No.
that's the biggest thing.
But we have to understand one thing, and I don't want to get too deep into this because this will be a whole nother subject for y'all.
Yeah,
But
that's a whole nother
right,
that's a
but
whole nother show.
what we learn, you got to understand, we're going through cycles of lack of training as men, a lack of training as women. Um, when we were coming up, people just told us what to do and what not to do. There was no explanation of how to do. For instance, when I went to school and they knew I was in a group home, but I graduated high school with a 3.8 GPA average, and they never offered me a scholarship to go to college. It was only
Mm.
5 years later that I was able to say to myself, well, if they're not going to pay for it, I'll pay for it myself. And then I went to college on my own. But with a
Mm-hmm.
3.8 grade average, I should have been able to attend any college I wanted to
Yeah.
in high school.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen with me. And so I've learned that each era, the mistake in each era is that as men and women, when we finally learn what we need to learn to pass on, sometimes it's almost too late. You feel what I'm saying to you? It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it was only until I got into my 40s that I really understood entrepreneurship and business. But imagine if I was taught that in my 20s when I put out my first album. Remember when I put out, I was the only boy in the hood that put out my first, I used my income tax money and put out my first album, but I knew nothing about the music business at all. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But if I was educated then, I would be so much further now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're in a phase where, as especially all black men and black women, by the time we learn on our own what is necessary for us to learn, by the time it's time for us to pass it on, our kids have reached a certain level of intelligence to where they don't
Right.
want to listen.
Want to listen. That's right.
You feel me? And so
Yeah.
it goes against us because now we're trying to give, we're trying to do everything because now we know and we're conscious about it, but it's almost too late because they're already set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why the struggle is so hard to reach these kids, because a lot of them didn't have fathers, or they didn't have a mother, or they were raised in a household with grandmom. And at the end of the day, grandmom just want to discipline you. Grandmom like, stop running outside, stop doing this, stop doing that. Don't, she's not sitting there having that conscious talk to help you elevate your energy, to help you elevate your spiritualness, to help you elevate your physicalness. She's not there for that because a lot of response. She already raised kids, and now she's raising a second dose of it. She's tired now. All she
Right.
wants to know is, are you doing well in school? Are you okay? Are you safe? That's all the things she want to know. Everything else out of that, she can't really help you with because she done already raised kids already. And it's
Right.
hard for her to keep up with the trend of everything. You feel what I'm saying to you? And
Gotcha.
so we're behind the eight ball as a people. And it only gets better when we just decide to just continue to try anyway. We got to continue to try. We can't give up on these kids. We got to continue to try to give them as much as possible because it's not their fault, just as well as it's not our fault. But at the end of the day, if we don't try, then it becomes our fault because legacy is built on transitioning information to the next generation so that it's complete. That's what legacy is. And so I only can say that what I've learned on this earth in my 50 years, thank God I made it half a century. Listen, you know
Amen.
Yes.
what I'm saying? What only thing I can say is you have to love yourself, you have to
Mm-hmm.
love life,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't allow life to take advantage of you. You have to take advantage of life and move forward in that passion. And that's what I do when I do all my stuff. Like I'll go home tonight after I finish this interview, give me a little drinky drink,
Mm-hmm.
and turn up and make a beat. And by the end of the night, I'll have a video and a beat done, and y'all be watching it tomorrow morning. Like, damn, when he had time to do that?
Yes, sir.
Wait. And that was one of my questions, like your productivity. Like when do you get those,
He just
ideas and
told you.
those use? That's what I'm saying. That
That's
was
how
one
it
of my
happened.
questions. So it's like
All
you're
right,
like,
so
And hold
man,
up, and I don't care what kind of production he get. I ain't got my 16 bars yet, and I got a lot to say. You know what I mean? I can condense it down to about, give me like 22 beats. Right?
right,
I've been
right.
telling him that. I've been going every time he put up a video, I put on there like still waiting on my 16. All right, man, I got you. I got you.
You know what, Matt, I'm glad you said that. I got a beat
Mhm.
for you that I need to
Okay.
get out, and I'm gonna send that to you tonight. I got a beat for
Okay.
you. I got a beat
Okay.
for you. You're gonna love this beat. Like it's hip hop and it's new, but it's funky
You,
as hell. You're gonna love
you
this
know
beat.
I
why
want to
I
get
would
on that
love,
beat. I want to get
you
on
know
that
what I
beat
love?
too.
Because you know how, you know, God rest they soul, Mel G and Noodles passed away.
Baby Cash.
You
Oh
know,
wow, yeah.
um, but it's like you knew you was there. Like it's a when you have people that were like standing
Stayed
right
with
there on the
me.
step from day one, and like what you were just saying about not if you knew what you knew then, we got caught up in the wash.
Right.
You like we had a guy named Burt Watson. Burt Watson was a fight promoter. He promoted all the Joe
Still
Frazier
is.
fighters. He still is. We're going to have him on the show.
Okay.
He, because of our pastor, Robert J. Lovett, he decided to take us on. He took us on. And I'm telling you, in a matter of 6 weeks, we went from 0 to 100. We were sitting in front of Capitol Records, Giffen Records,
Geffen. Giffen.
Geffen.
right?
Geffen.
Geffen.
We
Geffen.
had offers for movie role, right? And Mr. Watson told us when he first met us, we did shows. We did a show on television. It was on cable. We did shows at the New Tech, right? He had people come watching us. He said to us before all that, he said, there's going to come a point where I'm going to ask you to do something that may go against everything you believe in. And he left it at that. And we were like, wow. Now, you remember Mr. James used to live next door to us?
Yep.
Mr. James is a mentor of mine, but he became our manager. He introduced us to a guy named CJ Murray, who he was a producer. And so we trusted him, Mr. Murray, because we trusted him. And when we sat down with these people, they offered us like, oh, crazy bread, son, crazy bread. Movie deals. We was, gonna be extras in a movie with Macaulay Culkin and Abe Vigoda, right?
Mm. Right.
Plus, we had the soundtrack for the movie. They paid for all the studio time. We stayed in New York. We stayed in Queens at this thing called Power Play. This place called Power Play.
Okay.
Um, After the meeting, Mr. Watson walked us outside, and he asked Murray and Mr. James. He said, "Let me talk to my boys." Like he fleed them. Let me talk to my boys. So he said, "Listen." He said, "This is that." He said, "You remember when I said I was going to have to ask you to do something that was going to go against everything you believed in. He said, well, those men in there want to set y'all up. Y'all be the next hottest thing in Philly. Joe Frazier threw us an album release party at his house.
Mm. You know, I interviewed Joe Frazier too. I just want to put that in there. But go
Listen,
ahead.
Full Force was there. The whole cast from House Party was there, except Martin Lawrence. At the party he threw for us. So when he asked us, he said, "This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go in there and fire your manager and your producer, just like that." And we was looking at him like, "What?" He was like, "You right here." He said, "If you want to go from here to here," he said, "you got to go fire them." He said, they're going to give you an entertainment lawyer, set you up with a manager and a producer, but you got to go out there and fire them. Bruh, you want to talk about some real situations?
Right.
This is not only was he my next door neighbor, my mentor, since I had been 13 years old. He was everything I believed in. He was that black man who was positivity in my life. And y'all know how I was coming up. I was very hostile. This man is the one who brought me through that hostility. How you say you talk to young men, he was mine. And that dude said, "You gotta go find right now." You feel me?
Right.
That's the beast. That's the nature of the beast in this music
somebody
business.
Ripped out my heart, my intestines, my liver. That's how I felt inside. You know, and it was like, oh, wow. What I didn't know, you know, in this industry, there's a lot of negativity you can get caught up in, and we all got caught up in it. I'm sure you know. The women, the drugs, you know what I'm saying? The drinking, which ultimately is what cost Mel G and Noodles their lives. You know what I'm saying? And it started from that. It sent me on a downward spiral for years, Quick. The whole, this is another reason I'm proud of what you've done, because you've done it and you've remained that same level-headed young man.
Now, the journey was different. So when I started seeing that stuff that you're saying in the game, I went in my own lane.
Right.
That's what made me go in my own lane.
Right.
And so, yeah, I struggled to get the success that I'm getting now for so long because I went into my own lane. But I'm thankful because what I know in this game and what I'm teaching people, you can't get this experience by going to school.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying to you? So at the
Street
end of the
knowledge.
day, I commend God for just believing in me enough to allow me to keep the same energy moving forward. And so, yeah, I didn't get a chance to get caught up in the game like that because when I started seeing it, I fell back. I didn't want to be known as a drug head. I didn't want to be, and mind you, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I smoke weed, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not a drug head, you know what I'm saying to you.
Right.
But and so at the end of the day, I didn't want to go that route, and I felt as though that was only going to delay my growth and my status. So yeah, I went differently, and it's paid off. And you know, I'm living proof that you can still be successful.
Yes, sir. You are.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
You are.
Without the rigamajig of the industry, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, sir. You know, my
So
mama said to me, the cup of the king is not made of gold and diamonds or brass. You feel me?
Right.
And I did, when she first told it to me, I didn't get it. I got, like you said, as I got older and I evolved mentally, I find myself repeating a lot of things she told me. And that was deep to me. The cup of the king is not made of gold and diamonds. It's made of brass. So if somebody had those cups there and said, grab the cup of the king, which one are you going to go grab first? You're going to grab the one with the gold and the diamonds. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Right.
look, this is a cup a king would drink from.
Right.
No, not that king. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly
And
right.
and and it hit me out as I got older. I was like, oh snap! And it took me back to a lot of things I thought. And you got that. I didn't get that. Diz didn't get that. Mel didn't get that. Baby Cash didn't get that. And that's where I'm so proud of you because you got it. And I remember when we were younger, you did look up to us as when we was first on, putting our little group together. But you got it. You got something we never got. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that you guys were there because y'all don't know what I was going through mentally being in that foster home. You know what I'm saying to you, and the shit that I had to deal with. You know what I mean?
Right.
And at the end of the day, that hip hop being around y'all, it made me a better man. And I tell people to this day, I'll never forget the fact that you guys made me get Hart. You know what I'm saying? When I had to go, when the boy wanted to fight me from Glen Mills,
Oh my God.
yo, they took me down to the mall. They said, "Quick, you gonna fight him or we gonna whip your ass?" And they took me down to the mall, and the boy was there with all these people. It was a bunch of people out there, the young boys anyway. And the boy was like, "You wanna fight?" And here go Diz Nut. Go ahead, quick. You gonna fight him? Let's make it happen. Hey, man, I
Quick
put my little
always
hands
tell
up.
that story.
I put my little hands. All right, and we started swinging. And what it was I was scared to get hit. And
Mm-hmm.
and when I got hit the first time, and I found out how weak he was,
And what
that's when I
I
went.
remember that
That's when
because I
I
was
went
like,
in.
see, I told him you ain't even feel it.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I
That's
remember
when I
that.
Oh,
went in. You know what
oh,
I'm saying to you? And,
okay. So we going. Go ahead, quick. Go ahead.
oh no, and that's what made me grow up as a young man to not be in fear of anything.
Right.
They did that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Put all of them in the
satisfied.
middle of my.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
satisfied that y'all did that for me because it y'all don't know how it made me feel.
This
It
one.
made me feel love, bro. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I was going through a situation where I wasn't getting no love. And that one moment, whether I won, lose, or draw, bottom line is I had love in my corner. You feel me? And I felt
Right. Right.
invincible.
Yeah.
And and
Whoa,
and that's
stand
and
up for
stuff.
yourself.
Yeah. And then that's what I think a lot of these kids are missing. They missing that love, bro. That somebody to say, you are somebody, stand up for yourself.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I'm saying to you? And so I look at all of that, man. And the reason why I'm here today is because of people like y'all. And God for sure, number one in
Always
my life.
God first. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying to you, and making this happen. And so I'm super excited. The movie Sugar Man is gonna be, it's gonna blow. It's gonna wake Philly up. It's gonna wake a lot of people up. It's gonna blow a lot of people's minds because people don't think like I think as far as how to bring these movies up. And so we got a comic book.
Yeah,
Um,
I
that's
saw that
yeah.
a cartoon.
yep, we got
The
puzzles
puzzle.
for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I got the jackets, the gear, the shirts for the women. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The hats. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I went all out with the marketing on this thing because I
Yes, you
believe in it
did.
so much. You know what I'm saying to
Yeah.
you?
Right.
And the fact that we ain't have a black comic book in the city for so long
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
now,
Says Luke Cage.
right? You feel me? But that
Mm-hmm.
it was a black person, but a white person did that.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
Okay? I'm
Right.
talking about a black comic book that a black person did.
Okay.
You feel me? And not to
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
be
sir.
prejudiced, but we have to be proud of us because back in the day in the 70s, we had this the Comic Alliance. It was all black comic books with women, superhero, men superheroes, and we were proud about ourselves. But somewhere along the line that got lost. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm gonna bring it back. And I
Yes,
did it.
sir.
You feel me?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
and,
sir.
and I want kids to see that you don't just have to rap. You don't just have to play basketball. You could be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it. You feel me?
that's
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes,
Yup.
That
sir.
is my energy. That's my peace of mind, knowing that if I can stay creative and show kids that you don't have to be just one thing, you could be anything you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we grow. That's where we learn how to manifest our thoughts, ideas in life, and thank God for it every step of the way. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, that's where I'm
That's
at
what's
with it,
up.
man.
But quick,
So
so
quick, let us go ahead,
me and
Tasha.
you talked about like when are you gonna put sugar out? Like right now, like you doing the marketing, you that's what I was trying to get us back to earlier. Like,
Yeah.
what
So
everything
right,
that you
the city right now is about to go back into the mask mandate. With
right.
that
Mm-hmm.
with that being
Mm-hmm.
said, a lot of the movie theaters are about to get hurt again because they can't have as many people in the facilities. So I'm
Mm.
trying to get it to have it in June, and I may not be able to have it at 69th Street, like I wanted to, but we may I can't, I'm not gonna put anything in the air yet. What I'm gonna do is let you know that we're gonna do something in June. We're gonna have
Okay.
a premiere in June. I just don't have the space for it right now because of what the city is doing with the mandates and all of that. But I
Yeah.
promise you, we're gonna have a premiere. From the premiere, instead of putting it in a bunch of movie theaters, um, I'm gonna buy the TV station, and we're gonna have our own station. We're gonna put it on TV.
That's just
That's
me,
what's
man.
up.
That sounds great. Hey,
Do you
brother,
have
listen.
any besides I mean sugar is right now. Do you have any future projects on the horizon?
Well, let's go back a little bit. Sugar is right now, but it's also I have a short film that's being circulated across the country. It's called Entanglement. I took the Will
Oh,
and
okay.
Jada situation, and I made a short film about it, and it's about a
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
female who's been who's entangled with these different relationships with these guys taking their money, and so she gets caught up.
Uh-oh.
So that movie just got selected by one of the film festivals as best feature film or best
Mhm.
feature short film, and so I'm gonna get an award for that one as well. Um, I always do like maybe 3 short films before I do a major film. So when people look out for me, don't just look out for my major films. Look out for short films that I do too, because they are definitely relevant. It's just like a quick thought, you know. Um, and they work very well. So I don't know. I just want people to know it's just not just about the feature film. It's about all my content. I mean, I got interviews coming up now that are gonna be crazy. Old school interviews with Neo, um, Jermaine Dupree. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, Craig Mack. I got an interview with Craig Mack before he died.
Okay.
Wow.
Um, uh,
So
oh, I got so many on. You gotta excuse me. I got so much on my head thinking about it, but I'm gonna do a collage of interviews. I'm be trying to drop at least 1 or 2 every week, so that people can see that before social media, there was the DVD magazine, and that DVD magazine allowed me to reach out to a lot of artists and put them on. Little
mhm.
Scrappy, I got an interview with him. Now all these names, Young Dro, uh, I don't know the list. Bubba Sparks. Um,
That's my man, Bubba
right,
Spark, not
right. Like
Bubba. You know
I'm
what I
bringing
mean?
on. Listen, I'm great. Hit him hard, man. Like because I know that this footage is valuable.
Oh
Um, and
yeah, oh yeah.
and I like I said, I was on the streets when nobody else didn't think it was relevant to be on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? So now that social media is out and everybody's all happy go lucky and I got these many followers type thing. I don't feed into that.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
proof is in the pudding. When I put my work out and people see it, they like, damn, you did that? Yeah, hell yeah, nigga. I was out there when you was in your diapers sitting
Yes,
on the edge
sir.
of your
You
bed.
was putting in work.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay,
I'm
now but I told you now we need like a dance movie so Bobby could be that, I produce it, I help produce it.
all right. So as funny you say that because I definitely want to tackle that side of it. And actually I wanted to do a film about, see, I've been around I used to be the night manager at Dance's nightclub. I used to work at the snack bar. And Bobby Dance allowed me to work there, but he also allowed me to open up shows for a lot of people. So I opened up for
Like,
Biggie.
oh God, not her.
I opened up for MOP. I opened up for Jay when he did the Reasonable Doubt album there. Um, and so I want to recapture that moment somehow and talk about how that moment kind of changed my life, but put it in a movie type of thing and
Mm-hmm.
and incorporate that dancing in there because I used to dance at the club. You feel me? That's what we did.
Mm.
And so that would give Bobby an opportunity to show off her skills and different things like that. And I want to set that up. So that is definitely a future project that I'll definitely want to work on. And since now I'm hiring interns for the business, I'll have more of a camera crew to get all of this stuff done. I won't be doing everything by myself. I'm getting 50. I
Right.
can't do it all by myself forever.
Yeah, you gonna need
Right.
yeah.
You
You
got
know
to
what I'm
teach
saying?
somebody, yeah,
You
to
gonna need
teach
a
them to pass it
staff.
on.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. So I just hired. I'm hiring at least 6 more people to the staff, and they're gonna be the interns to learn the business and actually go out and get the work done. So yeah,
That's
we
what's
we
up.
we in motion right now. Ain't nothing stopping me. I don't really care about what everybody else is doing. I'm lit
Mm-hmm.
now, and we're gonna stay lit for a minute. You feel me?
Yo, I'm listen, brother. All I want is my Illidale style jacket. I need my merch.
Well, I mean, which jacket
Okay,
though? Which one?
you know the one I told
The
you
one
that
at your
time.
house that we
The
showed
one
you,
that the
we
one
showed
that
at your
looked like the
house.
Olympic jacket, but it say Illa. You know what I mean? You said you was gonna look for that. You know what I mean? So I
Okay,
can, cause listen, that thing hot. When I
all
saw
right.
you, I saw a video you did, and I'm like, oh, and then when I seen you had the merch, I was like, oh, if you look through your messages, you see my messages
Oh, you
like quick,
talking
I
about the
need that.
grassroots? I know a video you talking about too. The grassroots
Yes,
video.
sir. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
sir. I was
And I
like,
had
yo,
the
I need that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
we
need
had
that. And I
multiple
told
streams
you
of
on that, when
income.
I sent you, I said, I need that. Listen, your merch is hot. For
yo,
y'all who don't know, I'm letting y'all know. When we tell you this brother talent, he got it all covered. The
yeah,
merch is off the hook. If you see it, go on Illadale Styles, check out the merch. Y'all need to cop that.
For
right.
sure.
Listen, all right. So I'm gonna go home tonight and order that for you. I think you might. All right. So I wear 3X, right? Because I'm tall, my arms. But you probably gonna need like you might
I
need
want
that.
I rock a 3X because I like mine big because I like to wear hoodies under mine.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted to be able to, if I rock a hoodie and I put it on, you know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah. Listen, I wear it everywhere.
Uh,
Cause no, I love that particular that man. Listen, if you got, like I gotta go and if the t-shirts, right?
All right,
right.
brother, we gotta talk about that later.
All right, yeah,
What you want?
we gonna edit
You
that.
gotta
We
put,
gonna edit
you
this part
gotta
out. We
put
gonna
your
edit
order.
this part out. But look,
You gotta
yeah,
put
yeah,
your
yeah.
order
We
in
don't get
later.
y'all got me off. You got me on some other shit. But listen, hey,
Yeah.
look, quick. We appreciate you letting
Yes.
out of your busy schedule to spend a good hour with us, man, to talk
Your
about all
car.
this, brother.
We
Listen,
appreciate it.
let me say this. If nobody ever told you, you know what I mean? We your number one fans. We will always be your fans.
I appreciate that,
Whatever
man.
you got going on, whatever you
Let
do,
us
brother.
know.
Listen, it is. See, I'm a truck driver. It's hard for me to be there in physical form a lot. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm gonna let you know, I'm always there spiritually, brother. Always. I don't miss nothing. If you post it, if it's there, I'm on it.
Right.
Well, quick, you
Sometimes
know,
sometimes I'm even on it when you do your inspirationals. You know what I mean? And you just
yeah.
I might see y'all quick was live. I watch it.
Well,
You know
quick,
what I
you
mean? I'm
already know
inspired by you,
if
brother.
whatever you have here, if I'm able to come, I'm gonna be there in person.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
gonna be in the
sir.
building.
Yes,
We
sir. So
listen.
like that love you talked about earlier, it never went away, brother. We just got older.
Yeah.
Right. Most definitely, man. But it feels good
Wait.
though.
The funny part is, real quick before we end this, but it was I remember when you was trying to contact my daughter to like my daughter was like, "Mom, it's this guy and he keep inboxing me and he saying."
She probably thought I was stalking her.
Koya said, "Can you?" I said, "Who? What's his name? And she was like, Jermaine. I'm like, Jermaine. And then she said quick. I was like, what? I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I was like, all right, I'll give him some quiz. Like.
She probably thought I was stalking. He was stalking, messing with me, Mom. Come get him.
She sure
No,
did.
no, man. It's all love, man. And for me, man, to reach back, man, and see y'all doing y'all thing with this podcast. You know, we're gonna get this on the TV station too.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
We're definitely gonna do that. But to reach back and see this, man, this is all God's work. You know what I'm saying to you? And I don't want to leave today with people not knowing that I don't move on my own grace. I move on by the grace of God. And so at the end of the day, all my talent, all the things that I'm doing, it ain't just because I have the skills to do it. It's because God gave me the energy, the strength, the skills to do it. And when we go back to that time management, you talked about that. I'm gonna end that on this note. If I can give the man 8 hours of my life,
That's right.
then I can give myself 8 hours of my life. So when I finish work, the 8 hours with the man, I come home and give myself 8 hours. And that's why my time management is the way it is, because I don't shortchange myself to please other people. If I'm going to give you 8 hours, I got to give myself 8 hours. I got to always learn to treat myself, and that's the only way I can grow. But if I'm giving everybody else my time and I ain't doing nothing for myself, I'm going to kill myself slowly but surely. You feel me?
And
But
that's
I stay alive because I'm constantly giving myself the same amount of time I'm giving everybody else.
Yes, sir.
And
Amen.
that's word.
Amen.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it right
Right here on Wild
here
Nose.
You
on
know,
Rock Rose. And we just want to again thank Quick for taking the time out and coming on a podcast. And for those who don't know, our intro, he just without question, I all I gotta do is text him. And he like, Tasha, I got you. He
and
like, if he busy, he'll let me know when it can. But he like, I got you. And he stepped right in and he did it for us. And we appreciate you. We love you. I'm
I love y'all
always,
too, man.
yeah, we love you dearly. Y'all, like Rob said, like my brother said, make sure y'all go follow him. Make sure you get that merch. I'm gonna put all your information in the on our YouTube channel. So, and also y'all follow us all on social media. We both iLLADEL and Rob Knows with Sister Tasha. We got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
And now we
YouTube,
on
all of
Spotify and
that.
iHeartRadio.
You can listen to us on
Hell, there you go.
Spotify. You can
There you
listen to us
go.
on Amazon Music. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
And we got Apple and Pandora coming up
Talk,
next.
talk, talk that talk. Talk that talk. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And we're gonna ride this train together. So without further ado,
We holla at you, boy. One love.
peace.
Peace.
Diesel on the beat.